Good day everyone, I'm Caro and I am a cake decorating instructor at Bake a Cake, and today I'm going to show you and demonstrate to you how to ice cake using a heavy cream that it's already flavored, and it's a whipping ice. It's the Flavor Right brand, and they offer different flavors. This is a vanilla flavor. I'm going to be working with a strawberry flavor, and I'm going to show you how it has a great consistency. Okay, this saves me a lot of time, saves me a lot of headaches, and room temperature is perfect. If you expose it a little bit to the sun, you'll be fine for an hour or so, especially with the summer days coming already. You want to have your cakes indoors. But what I'm trying to say, this is a room temperature friendly icing. It's not gonna melt. You can have it. I've had my cakes sitting out the whole day. Temperature does not affect the icing. It won't melt it. And this is actually the icing that goes on ice cream cakes. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to whip it, how we're going to whip it. And today I already have a cup of strawberry heavy cream or whipping ice in my bowl. Okay, and I'm going to show you, we're going to go ahead and whip it. While it's whipping, I'm going to tort and fill the cake. I'm going to tort it. That way we can fill it with this icing as well. This is 1 cup of icing. This presentation is 2 pounds of whipping ice. It equals to 4 cups of icing. So I have 1 cup here, which is more than enough to cover a 6-inch 6x2 cake. And like I said, I'm going to use some to fill it, and we're going to ice it, and we're going to smooth it, and we're going to decorate. Okay, I'm going to use my balloon, and let's get to the mixer. So it's going to duplicate its size. As you saw, it was a heavy cream, and it's going to duplicate its size until we get a soft peak. It's going to be right. So right here, we're going to go ahead and level our cake. This cake leveler is very handy because it's got numbers. That way I can level and make sure that my wire is straight. Make sure right there, does it cut just the top? I'm making sure I am at number 3 on both sides. At number 3, I'm going to go ahead and cut, and I want to make sure my leveler is straight and flat on my surface. Now that I've cut the dome, I'm going to go ahead and cut the center so we can fill the cake. So I'm going to go ahead and lower it, and I think I'm going to lower it at number 6. I don't think it's low enough. I think we'll have to go to number 7. Right here, number 8. Yes, and number 8 we're fine. So now I'm just going to go ahead and hold it again, and I'm going to cut it. Now with my cake lifter, just going to move it to the side, and now I have my cake here ready to be filled. We're going to go ahead and go back to our icing, see how it's going, so we can come back and start icing this baby. In cake decorating, we have different types of piping bags. Today we are working with disposable bags, and you can have the most common size, which is a 12-inch and a 16-inch. These are the most popular ones. Today I'm going to be working with a 12-inch bag and a 16-inch bag. And then there's the cobblers. Cobblers, it's a 2-piece item, and it's an adapter. This adapter allows us to switch among tips. So this cobbler, it's a 2-piece item. The first item is going to go on the inside of the bag, the biggest part, the largest part of the cobbler. And then this screws on. We're going to cut this part right now. Go ahead and cut right here on the first line. I'm just going to rotate the bag is gonna come right up. And now I can just go ahead and get a tip, any tip, and you can just screw it on here. And the ring will secure the tip to the bag. Okay? So here I have tip 21, and now I can switch it for tip 352, which is a leaf tip. So this is our bag. And we're gonna go ahead and use, this is called the Icer Tip. It's called the Icer Tip because this is a tip we ice our cake with. And this one actually goes straight into the bag. And we're gonna use the big bag for this one. So right here, we're going to have our bag, and we're only gonna go ahead and cut right behind. Do you see those triangles? I call it teeth. Okay, we're just gonna cut right where those teeth end. That's what we're gonna cut. So once we have our bags ready, I prepared the smaller one with my cobbler and tip number 12, which is a round one. And that way, I'm gonna go ahead and create a ring around my cake that will hold my filling in place. So we're just gonna go ahead and do the ring. So right here, it's gonna go around and do the same thing I did with the icing. I'm gonna do with the filling. Your working area, try to always keep it clean. It's easier. It's just a baker's tip. And I'm using an angled spatula just because that if I were to use a flat one, I might stain my handle, and I don't want that. So right here, this level, this angle, it actually helps me prevents me from staining and getting icing and filling where I don't need to. So now I'm gonna go and do my top part. Baker's tip. You wanna make sure your cake is cold, completely cold. If you can do it 2-3 days before, I would suggest you do that and freeze it. It's a lot easier to ice a cold cake. I have my icing in my Icer Tip in my big 16-inch bag. And it doesn't matter if my teeth are pointing the side of the cake or the outside. It doesn't matter because I'm still going to smooth it. So right here I'm icing my cake, and then just on the top. So now with my small spatula, making sure that I'm sticking the icing on the cake. I'm not removing absolutely any icing. So now I'm at eye level, so I want to make sure my sides of the cake are straight. As you see, this is a ready to whip icing. Look at its consistency, it's perfect. Spatula has to always be clean. So now I'm into the top, and I'm going to spread the top to the sides. Now that my icing, I have it all the way to the edge, I'm going to straighten the top right here. I'm just, my turntable is the one doing all the movement. Now, again, now that I have it over the edge, I'm going to use that icing to spread it on my cake. The cake is all about the icing. And this is a strawberry icing. You can enhance the flavor if you would like to by adding strawberry flavor. It's a super nice texture. So I'm just going to go around and smooth. Every cake has a front and a back side, and you want to focus on your front side to make sure that your front is your best looking part of the cake. And now I'm just going to bring in the excess icing. And now again with my spatula, it's going to come around and smooth the top. You see, so my cake is smooth now, iced and smooth already. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clean the board. Now we're actually going to color our icing, okay? I'm gonna use a leaf green and a super. I am using regular gel colors. One thing is, don't be scared of using a lot of color. So my spatula has to be clean. Now, I'm just gonna dip it in there. I grab enough red, and I'm gonna color it. I left this color like that on purpose. I didn't mix it completely so we can get a tie-dye effect. Two colors, it looks really pretty, especially when we're doing roasted. I have my green color with the leaf tip. Okay, my copper's on there. And I'm going to show you how to use my rubber bands. As you can see, this one has a rubber band. That way I can hold my bag without any worries about the icing spilling out. It's tight over here. So the only thing we want to do, so you see there's an arrow on the rubber band. I'm going to hold it with my right hand. Remember back in the day when our mothers would do the hair bands, had two little balls? Okay. Those you would hold one and wrap it around and it would hook onto the other one, right? So right here, we're gonna go ahead and hold the arrow. 1, 2, and you hook it. And we got it, okay? So now we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna switch my tip. And I'm gonna start by doing a border. Here, I have my tip 21, which is the star tip. It is one of the most common tips used in cake decorating. At a 45-degree angle, I'm not straight like this, straight onto the cake. I'm right here. I'm gonna push out, and then I'm gonna do a slight movement up and to the side. So press, and then up, and then to the side. Press, and then up and to the side. Press up and to the side. I hold my bag from this part. I only bring enough icing that fits in the fist of my hand, so I can prevent a burst of larger air bubbles. That's one of the tricks. Right here I got an air bubble, but you can hardly notice it because I'm able to control it. Having the icing in your grip helps you better control of the icing. So now I'm gonna do some roses on the top. For the rose, we're gonna use tip 104. This icing has perfect consistency to hold up a rose. So we're gonna start with our base. I'm gonna have a base on my rose, and I'm gonna cover that base. And I'm gonna do 3 petals. 1, 2, 3. If you see, the only thing that is turning is my flower nail. My hand is not moving around. So now 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't be scared if the rose tilts. Don't worry about it, okay? The consistency of this icing is so good, it's nothing, it's there. We'll be able to just transfer it to our cake just fine. I'm just gonna lift our flower. We're gonna come and put it on our cake. Our rose, 1 rose. So now I'm gonna do there, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cover it. And I'm gonna do 2 arches. 1, 2, and now 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to go ahead and do another rose over here. A support. I always need my support for my rose. Right there. Now we're going to do a chrysanthemum-like flower. I'm going to create a center with tip 12. And I'm just going to go around. Not around, but just straight up. And that's my center. The only thing we're going to do is first we're going to cover, and I'm going to do this side down and up. A movement up. This is a large chrysanthemum, and now I'm going to go ahead and do a small one. So we're going to do a center. So this is where couplers come in handy. I got 2 different tips, 1 bag. I'm just going to unscrew, remove my tip, and put in the new tip. Screw back in, and voila! We're going to go ahead and add some leaves. For the leaves, our tip is going to be facing this way, not this way, but this way. The two peaks, or the 2 points, are going to be up and down. Okay, not sideways, up and down. And that's how you decorate a cake using ready to whip icing. This is a strawberry flavor cake, and we were able to get 12 slices. So thank you for watching, and see you next time. We're gonna go ahead and try this cake now. Bye.